Test, 1, 2, 3. Test, 1, 2, 3. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with Tactical Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing Sunday. It is February 19th, and it is time to talk about the top 10 stocks for this week. And it's time for me to share my screen. What's going on, guys? So I hope that you guys learned something new in this video. If you guys do, please consider dropping a thumbs up and subscribing if you guys haven't done so already. I do want to remind you that I am using one trading application and one trading application only. I'm sorry, headphone users, but it is called Weeble. It is free for everyone in the US, and right now they do have a limited time promotion that if you use my link, which is the 5th link in the description down below, you will earn up to 12 free shares, even if you have an old outdated trading application. If you have more than one, it does not matter. You can click the 5th link in the description, sign up, deposit $1, and you will earn up to 12 free shares. Friendly reminder, you can have more than one trading application, especially if you're tired of your old and outdated one. Then again, it's time to upgrade, and that is going to be Weeble, which is the 5th link down below. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So what's going on, guys? What's going on, Aaron? What's going on, Nick? What's going on, Christian? What's going on, Matthew? We got Stay Green in the house. Paul Price is asking top 10 stocks. Short. A lot of you guys know what my focus is, and especially after all those inflation reports that we had last week, it's not much of a surprise that I'm a little bit more wanting to be bearish than I am wanting to be bullish, right? There's no question about that. Right now, Nasdaq market is down 0.15%, but I do have to apologize, not for my sake, but for everyone else's sake. Stock market is closed tomorrow, and I know, this is the thing that I kind of like. It's like a bittersweet moment, right? Because it's Monday. Normally people dread Mondays because it's like, oh my God, I have to go back to work. But for me, I enjoy what I do every day, right? I don't know about you guys, but stock market is closed tomorrow, so there will be no trading. There will be no live trading. So that just means that if you signed up for Learn, Plan, Profit, it just gives you an extra day to take time, review the course material. And if you have any questions, to shoot me a direct message via Discord so we can answer those questions before the market opens on Tuesday. Friendly reminder again, we are running our biggest sell for LPP 2.0, and that is that 2nd link down below to one-time payment, lifetime access, and you can watch me trade live every day. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So I got 4K on SQQQ. I like that LPP gang. What's going on? So Sweet Baby Frizzes, what's up? All right, we got a handful of you guys here. So let's go ahead and there's no reason to overcomplicate it. So if you have your top stock that you would like me to break down, all I literally ask you to do is to share it down in the live chat. You do have to be subscribed to the YouTube channel to be able to participate in that live chat. Make sure you smash that like button and make sure you turn on your post notifications so YouTube alerts you when it is that we go live. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So one of the first things that I want to talk about is the Nasdaq market. So where do we currently sit on the Nasdaq market? I would say that we sit during in a consolidation phase, meaning that we were indicating signs of an uptrend from January 6th to February 2nd. That's where we peaked. We've been trading sideways ever since then. We're a little bit more on the oversold side, so we have to give credit where it's due. Based off previous support levels, we could find a support here and go back to retest that 310, 315 resistance. But again, a big concern is because inflation came in a little bit stickier than expected, that the Federal Reserve will take a more aggressive approach when it comes down to raising interest rates, and that the market will actually pull on back. So what I'm looking for this upcoming week, just so you guys all know, is if we actually break above VMA. If we break above VMA, then again, the bulls will be out and we'll go back most likely to retest that 310, 315 resistance. If we get rejected by that EMA, then I hope that you bulls are ready to lock in profits or to reduce position size, because we'll most likely form lower highs and lower lows as well, heading back down to this moving average right around 287. Again, remember that magical number. I want to start a video. This is what I want. You know what one of my goals is for this upcoming week? I just want to be able to start a video, and I'm just going to start it at $287. That is what the Nasdaq market is at right now. So what that means is if the Nasdaq market sells off right back there, that we will make money as people that are shorting the market. So it's kind of like a subtle flex for those that know what's going on with the market. But for those that don't, we'll most likely be why is this guy saying like 287 if, it's just a number that's like on this, ETF? Like why does that even matter? But again, for all of you guys that are a little bit more well versed, I just want you guys to know that if the Nasdaq market does end up selling off, I'm just going to start a video off by saying 287, and all of you guys will know that we just, we did pretty well shorting the market. So let's go ahead and get right to it. So I'm going to go ahead and break down. We have a lot of people asking for Tesla, so why not break it down? So Nasdaq was the first one. Let's go ahead and go on to Tesla. So one of the things that you have to understand is that if the Nasdaq market ends up selling off, then so will Tesla. Tesla is a little bit more volatile than most of the market. Tesla has been on an insane rally. We have to give credit where it's due. You guys know that I love joking around, but from lows of 101 all the way to highs of 209 as of the current price point of 208.31. That's over a 100% ROI. So we can joke around about the market pulling on back, all that stuff. But nonetheless, if you got in at $100, you're an absolute monster, right? You experience a type of return that only people can dream of. From lows of 101 to currently where we're at right now, that's over a 100% ROI. So I don't think it's much of a surprise that many of us are expecting the market to pull on back just a little bit, maybe back to that EMA, and then if we break below that, back to that moving average. So all I say right now is if we do break below that EMA and begin to form lower lows and lower highs, to reduce the position size just so you can tolerate the sell-off a little bit more, and then buy back at these lower levels where it most likely will find a support. So again, I'm very excited to follow up with it. I'm a long-term investor in Tesla, but I know based off of its recent performance that it's overdue for a pullback, and I'm sure many of you guys can agree with me on that. I think the other one that was asked for me to break down was Sofi Technologies. So Sofi, very similar to Tesla, very overbought from lows of $4.24 to overall highs of $8 a share. Right now, again, one of the things that I love talking to our Learn Plan Profit group about is about continuous progress. And if there is no continuous progress, then why do you still have an open position? It's kind of like asking that simple question, right? Where you don't just look at the numbers anymore, but you ask yourself in real time, if this position is no longer making me any more money, then why do I still have it open, right? And that's exactly what I would ask myself when it comes down to SoFi Technologies. From lows of $4.24, which is based off previous support levels, to highs of $8. As of right now, we're going back to retest $6.60. And although it looks like we are oversold, which I do agree based off of the RSI and the MACD, if we break below the support, we can sell off to lows of $6. And if we break below that, then we can sell off to lows of $4. And again, that's the big concerning part, is that the cheap can always get cheaper. And one of the biggest things is to realize when there is a break-if pattern. And as of right now, at least since February 2nd, which again, if you look at the Nasdaq market, February 2nd is the peak of both the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq market. And just for the cherry on top, it's also the peak for SoFi. And SoFi has peaked since then. I do agree based off of recent patterns, it is a little bit more on the oversold side. But if the Nasdaq market ends up selling off, then again, so will SoFi. And again, it's very important to pay attention to that. So let's go ahead. So the greatest short Nvidia Wednesday. Let's go ahead and break that one down. NVDA, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be Nvidia. Nvidia from lows of 108 to highs of 213.88. We can see that we hit highs of 230.49. Again, very similar to SoFi. We're pulling back to previous support range. We can potentially go back to highs of 230, but most likely if we go back to retest the same support, if Nasdaq, if S&P 500 break below that support level, if we break below QQQ at $300, if we break below that, then we'll most likely flush out Nvidia all the way back down to 186. But as of right now, again, it's just too early to tell. So that's kind of like what I'm saying right now, especially to all of our Learn Plan Profit groups, is that just understanding and respecting the bulls, even though we do understand that the market is overbought, understanding that it doesn't have to pull back right now. And that's the biggest thing that I would pay attention to as of right now. That we are testing a support level. It could go back to retest 230, but if we break below this 210, 215, or 213 support, we can go back to that 188 support range. So let's go ahead and break down Meta. And we have Jessica here. So Jessica, I do appreciate you taking time out of your busy Sunday to join us. I hope that you consider subscribing and of course dropping a thumbs up if you feel like we earned it. We only have 98 likes. Let's see if we can get that over to 250. But we have Meta as of right now. Meta based off of recent patterns from 288 to 175, overall highs of 197. Meta is looking a little bit different right now, but again, one thing that you just have to understand is if the Nasdaq or S&P 500 begin to sell off, then this will most likely follow. I do agree with you that this thing has almost an ideal setup for an overall reversal, but one of the things that I want to point out is that, again, it's not very difficult to see, but if you guys could see this, it's almost forming these perfect lower highs and lower lows, and most likely it will get rejected here, and this is where, again, it becomes a bull trap for a lot of, I would say, hopeful traders or beginner traders, where they try to get in right now. They think that it's about to take off. Nasdaq market sells off, and then so will this, right? And it'll just end up getting rejected. And it's not that Meta is not a good stock to buy at 172. It's just knowing when to buy it based off of market direction. And market direction is just looking a little bit weaker with these lower highs and lower lows. And that's basically what I would pay attention to as of right now. So we got Matthew here. What's going on, my guys? So we got SPY. Let's go ahead and break down SPR. Again, remember, if you want me to break down your top stock, just make sure that you share it in the live chat. So I don't want to take too much of your guys' time this Sunday. So again, if you want me to break down your top stock, share it in the live chat, and I'd be more than happy to break it down. So for SPY, as of right now, we have highs of 416. Overall consolidation right around this $400 support range. Again, the really big thing is that we're looking and holding above this moving average. If I'm not mistaken, there we go, February 2nd to February 3rd. We peaked. We have not showed continuous progress. We have not shown a break-if pattern, right? We're still holding above this $400 support range. But again, let's follow up. I know a lot of bulls out there right now are like, no, market's not going to sell off. Let's follow up. What happens when SPY drops below 400? I mean, how should I start the video? I told you so? Or did you sell, right? Did you lock in profits? We all know inflation data is not good. Employment data is not good. Federal Reserve, they're not going to react to any of this data in a positive way. So it's not rocket science. Remember, remove your ego out of it. It's pretty simple. So right now, we're testing support level. We got resistance level at 416. I guess we'll just have to follow up when Nasdaq and QQQ are below 300, and then when SPY is below 400. So I don't think... it takes much more than that. It was expected that the Federal Reserve was only going to raise interest rates 0.25%, but I think based off of our last inflation report, both on CPI and PPI, that will most likely, justify a 0.5% interest rate hike. So, but again, something that we'll just have to follow up with. So let's go ahead and break down the next one. So the next one's going to be LCID. Again, if you want me to break down your stock, drop a thumbs up and make sure that you share in the live chat. Only people that are subscribed to the channel can participate in that live chat. So just make sure that you break that down. Again, a very similar setup. I don't like to overcomplicate my trading. I don't like to overcomplicate my investing. And if something is showing continuous signs and continuous, it's literally just continuously selling off. So lower highs, lower lows, although it did pop off for a little bit, lower highs, lower lows. This thing is continuously selling off, making lower highs and lower lows. And because of that, I don't need to overcomplicate it. I don't want to put my money in something that is continuously showing signs of loss. And that's it. As of right now, this is simply not it. It's not showing signs of growth. I mean, everything about this is screaming, get out, get out. I'm not here to get lucky, but what if it goes to $15? It's not about that. It's about what has it shown signs of. What has it shown history of? Lower highs, lower lows based off of recent patterns. And because of that, it's just best to not overcomplicate it and move on from there, right? Nothing else to it. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So the next one's going to be DraftKings. DKF. What is it? There you go, DKNG. So DraftKings at $20 a share with a 15% push based off of recent patterns. This is a decent recovery, but we're going back. Do you guys see that? The resistance at $21. I love catching stocks at, I call these critical points. And based off of this critical resistance, we're most likely going to struggle to break above $21 a share. So my biggest thing right now is set your alert. If we begin to make higher highs and higher lows above 21 and 22, then again, it's something that we can follow up with. But other than that, there's so much upside potential from 22 all the way up to 74 that there's no reason to overcomplicate it and to rush into this, right? Even if it does break above 22, it'll most likely pull back a little bit and then continue to rally. And I think that's the biggest thing that's encouraging, that DKNG is showing signs of progress, right? So if you're part of our LPP team, in the 3 stages of a reversal, this is showing signs of consolidation, but it's not necessarily showing signs of higher highs and higher lows just yet. So because of that, I wouldn't overcomplicate it. Just set your alerts and let's follow up when it actually begins to make higher highs and higher lows. So let's go ahead and do 2 more breakdowns and then we'll call it a live stream. So we got QQQ, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do 2 more. So again, if you guys want me to break down your stock, I ask you for 2 things. Drop a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you can participate in that live chat. We only have 159 likes. I'm a little offended. I thought we'd have a little bit closer to 300 likes, but I guess I'll leave it up to you guys. So we got XOM. So we got Exxon Mobil, a beautiful setup here. And one of the things that I love about Exxon Mobil is how consistent it is. And this is on the day chart. Higher highs, higher lows. One of the biggest things that I would pay attention to is when it pulls back to the moving average. It's almost a perfect setup for a buy entry. As of right now, we're testing support at EMA. It's not a horrible time to enter, as it could go back to make new highs based off of recent patterns. But one of the best deals is any time that it pulls back to the moving average. So if you could tolerate a little bit more of time for this thing to pull on back a little bit more, then I would wait to buy a little bit closer to that $100 price point instead of that $111, and that would earn you an additional 10% return if it ends up playing out according to plan. So I love Exxon Mobil. It's again a huge and very valuable company that's publicly traded. It's nearly at $500 billion when it comes down to market cap, and it's something that shows continuous signs of higher highs and higher lows. So again, let's make sure that we follow up with it. So Tesla has already been covered. I do agree. And the last one that we're going to break down is Wynn, because we have we have a member that is asking for us to break down Wynn. So I do appreciate your time and I hope that we earn your thumbs up. So here we go. We got Wynn Resorts based off of recent patterns, an amazing rally. This looks a little bit more like Dow's overall pattern and not so much the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, but based off of recent patterns, overall beautiful uptrend, higher highs, higher lows. It is approaching previous highs, so watch out at that 115, 120 resistance level. So I'd be ready for a little bit of a pullback, maybe a little bit closer to that moving average, so right around $80 to $88. So once it does pull on back, it could make for a good entry. But one of the biggest things that I want to remind you is that these aren't necessarily stocks that you want to buy and sell within a very short period of time. These are a little bit more of like long-term plays, investments, right? So you can see from lows of $57 all the way to highs of $59. That's an insane return. And that's one of the things that I love to remind our Learn Plan Profit traders is we have people that do this full-time and we have people that do this part-time. Make sure that you approach this in a way that resonates well with your lifestyle. You don't have to overcomplicate this. So if you see that it would be in your best interest to not focus so much on day trading, but focus a little bit more on swing trading or something where you can buy and hold and sell after a couple of weeks, months, or years, then so be it. And I feel like Wynn meets a little bit more of that criteria of more of the laid back swing trader investor type of approach, not so much of a day trader. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So we broke down 10 different stocks. The Nasdaq market is a little bit in the red, not too much. But again, the Nasdaq market and the overall stock market is closed tomorrow, so I do want to remind you of that. But again, once the market does open on Tuesday, I will be trading live with our Learn Plan Profit group. And again, that is the only group that I work with on a closer basis. So if you've been looking to be able to work with me on a closer basis, if you want to be able to watch me trade live every day, we are running a sale. It is a one-time payment, lifetime access. It's $150 off, and it is the second link in the description down below. It's a one-time payment. Again, you get access to the A to Z video lesson library, the daily live trading session, the private group chat, and access to the TechBuds HQ. So again, that's all included in LPP 2.0. It is literally the only thing that I offer. I offer nothing else. The only thing that I do want to remind you is that our sale that ends today is the limited time sale. It's buy two, get one free. It ends tonight at midnight, and that means that you can buy any 3 shirts, and your third one is for free. No coupon code needed. So again, head on over to shoptechbuds.com or click the 4th link in the description down below. And again, add your 3 favorite shirts to the cart, and you get the third one for free on us. No coupon code needed. The coupon should apply automatically at checkout. If you have any questions about that, shoot us a direct message via Discord or Instagram, and that's the 1st or 3rd link in the description down below. So for all of our LPP traders, I will see you at market open on Tuesday. And other than that, again, if you want to use the same trading application that I'm using, that is Weeble, and that is the 5th link in the description down below. So how long is the LPP sale going on for? It's going on for a while, so there's no reason for you to rush into it if you feel like you're not ready. But if you have any questions about joining our team, then feel free to shoot me a direct message via Discord. So appreciate your time. Hope that earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And again, if you end up joining our LPP team, welcome to the team. I'll see you at market open. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.